What simple daily habit changed your life?
Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the Vancher channel. Also, please share your thoughts on this video in the comments. Let's get started.
Story 1. Making a to-do list or using a to-do app changed my grades completely, reduced stress, and sorted my life. Answer. Holy shoot this. I was diagnosed with ADHD relatively late in life, and fairly recently. I'm still working through it, and a task list is a lifesaver. I do mine in a moleskin because I like having a physical comfort blanket, but everyone should figure out the most satisfying way to scratch off a task for themselves. I made a list of 9 things I should do every day during isolation to maintain sanity. Make a task list for the day. Exercise for at least 30 minutes. Meditate for at least 10 minutes. Take ADHD meds and vitamins. Shower and brush floss. Clean, organize, or improve something for at least 10 minutes. Talk to someone I don't live with. Respond to all messages received before 9 p.m. Read for at least 30 minutes. I rarely do all 9, but I've noticed that making a task list and taking meds are the most correlated with my productivity each day. Story 2. Just writing a few hundred words a day for my stories. Sometimes I get discouraged that I can't churn out 2,000 or 3,000 words most of the time, but just sticking with my minimum has let me finish several novels in the last 4 years. Not that I make life-changing money from them, but writing is the hobby that makes me the happiest. Story 3. Drinking enough water. I drink a tall glass right after getting up, one right before going to sleep, and over the day I drink a tall water bottle, 1.5 to 2 Ls. My skin is better. I get up faster in the morning, mostly because I have to pee. I feel way more energetic all through the day. Answer. I've been doing this for a few years now, and it's incredible the difference in how I feel if I'm not drinking enough water. Usually my largest water intake is at work, so when quarantine hit and I've not been working, I wasn't drinking enough water, and I was getting headaches every single day. Miserable. Started being more conscientious about water intake. Bam! No more headaches. Feel so much better. Story 4. Funny enough, doing workout stretches every morning. It makes you feel more ready, and the cracks of every body part after a good night's sleep are so satisfying to hear. Answer. I can relate. I do a quick and light round of dumbbells and squatting after breakfast every day. Just the simple curling and overhead. Then I squat. The whole thing takes just a few minutes every day because I'm lazy as FK. But I can't help noticing how much better I feel afterwards. The malaise that used to kick in early in the day was gone after I made this a habit. Didn't realize a tiny amount of exercise, obviously not even close to a workout, goes such a long way. Story 5. I keep a journal to record my day's thoughts. It helps deal with all the pressures in my life as I can tell someone my stuff without having to actually tell anyone. Story 6. Prep for the next day the night before. I put my clothes out, sort whatever I'm taking with me if I need to go out, and as a last thing, grind coffee for the morning. I'm almost never in a rush now, even when I'm really busy, and it just helps knowing that the daily stress of what to wear and, holy shoot, where did all the socks go, etc., is all taken care of. Answer. Setting up coffee the night before and having a programmable coffee maker was a game changer for my morning routine. My sister bought me one for Christmas a few years back. The maker itself ended up being a piece of crap. Hamilton Beach Flex Brew. Had 2 break within 3 months, so seriously, don't buy it. But the programmable brew time was awesome, so I found a better one and haven't been happier. Story 7. Making my bed in the morning. Especially during my worst depression times, because I would feel like a useless piece of waste of oxygen in the world. But making the bed makes the room feel more clean, and that helps you feel a bit more productive, and then you're less useless. Also, if at the end of the day you didn't do everything went wrong, you can look at your room and say, hey, at least I made my bed. Story 8. Standing and walking straight just feels better, and some people will notice it. Makes you look more confident, and most importantly, it avoided me getting a bad scoliosis. It's not that hard, honestly. You just need to take the habit. Story 9. Making a mental list of what I was going to do that day. Made sure I always got off my arse and did something, even if it would have been a lazy Sunday, and I always feel better for it. Story 10. Not looking at your phone at all before going to bed. The brightness of your phone keeps you awake. Falling asleep goes so much smoother. Answer. This is something that my girlfriend and I started about a week ago or something. We started reading about 20 minutes before we turn off the lights to go to sleep. Coming from someone who has a real hard time finding a book I like, I have really enjoyed doing it. During this time, we don't look at our phones while we are reading, and not until the next morning. Story 11. Putting my phone on airplane mode before going to sleep. This habit significantly saves me from severe stress. Answer: you should be able to set a schedule for your phone to go into Do Not Disturb mode automatically, either directly from the OS or with a third-party app. My phone goes into DND mode at midnight and goes back to normal at 07 o'clock, or when my alarm goes, whichever is earlier. This has some advantages over an airplane mode toggle. It's automatic, don't have to think about it. The phone remains connected, so notifications and various downloads keep happening during the night, so it's all ready when I get up. I've exempted regular phone calls from the DND function, so if someone really needs to get in touch with me during the night, they can always call. Story 12. Go to bed early to get up at dawn. Walking at dawn allows you to think about your actions, look at life from different angles, and draw conclusions. The main thing is to walk alone. When you return home, you are full of strength and motivation to do something. Laziness remains in bed. Answer: I just moved to a new place and now live alone, and I think this has done wonders for my physical and mental health. I try to wake up around 5:30 a.m., go for a run, exercise, and after my shower, I have a good 1 hour before I start working, where I can just relax and sort of think. The run wakes me up, so I'm energized throughout the day, and by 9 p.m., I'm exhausted and have the best sleep. Story 13. A 15 minutes exercise regime 3 times a week. Around 10 years back, I was experiencing plummeting immunity and stamina in spite of healthy eating and supplements. By chance, I stumbled on Prevention magazine in the bookshop. This issue demonstrated this 15 MTS exercise regime, thrice a week, with a claim that it would boost immunity, improve stamina, burn calories. I began with it, and yes, it did all the things it claimed. Losing 4 inches of waist in 6 weeks was a pleasant side effect. Since then, I have been advising people to exercise thrice a week, and if they don't have the inclination or willpower, to work out daily. Story 14. Always do something today to put yourself in better stead. Preparedness for tomorrow can be as simple as making lunch the day before, ironing a week's load of shirts on Sunday. A little extra effort is appreciated by your future self, and those things soon become habit, and you'll grow with continual reflection of where you were. Story 15. 15 minutes of light yoga every morning and evening. I work an office job and used to have so much back, neck, and shoulder pain because I was sitting all day. Now I can move pain-free, and I have more range in my movement than I had in my 20s. Story 16. I don't know if you're just trying to appease all your respondents or are actually taking all the advice you can and put it to action. If it's the former, cool. If it's the latter, then pace yourself. Motivation is real, and it comes from want. Discipline is the driver of momentum. If you want to make improvements in your life, prioritize them. There are no wrong answers here. Just line up a few and run with it, and make a plan to execute. Also, you are worth it. You are worth the effort, the pain, the misery, and the victory of change. And it will feel so good and will improve your life and your future and all your relationships. But you have to commit to the change and make it happen. For me, I convince myself that I want to be doing this. It's 4:30 a.m. and I want to get up. I want to drink my water. I want to be at the gym. Whatever. I just tell myself I want to be doing this. The motivation will help to execute your plan for improvement. The discipline will help fight off the inevitable negative force that tries to stop us from being who we want to be. Go for it. Go be your best you, and don't accept anything else, because you are worth it. Story 17. Compliment yourself every day to help boost esteem. Celebrate little victories, i.e., shower, went outside, drank water, etc. Story 18. Getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning and following a good exercise regime completely changed my life. I felt healthy and less lethargic. Story 19. Well, I only started this recently, but I think it's helping me a lot. It's an app called Habitica, and it lets you add daily tasks to do and habits to encourage your break. When you complete these tasks, the app rewards a tiny virtual character with health, EXP, coins, and levels when you complete them. It's honestly pretty great. Would recommend to anyone needing some structure in their lives. Putting the pressure not on yourself but on something that isn't real helps. Story 20. Once I wrote a little symbol on my left wrist to remind me to unclench my jaw, and relax my shoulders. I read that we tend to hold on to a lot of stress, and reminding yourself to do those two things can really help. Since I started doing those things, my mood and outlook on life have changed. Not hysterically, but it has helped me so much. So to you, reading this, release your tongue from the roof of your mouth and relax your darn shoulders. Sporly. Story 21. It really wasn't a choice, but more of a need. I adopted a puppy, and of course, I want to give her the best life possible. So, I walk her every day, which is something you should do anyways if your health allows for that kind of mobility. Just being outside with her, seeing her happily sniff stuff and roll in the grass has made a huge impact on my mental health. Also, taking the time to play with her and her toys, even if I'm really tired from work, has also contributed immensely to my own happiness. Story 22. Replacing the cravings. I always crave for something sweet after dinner, some snacks in the afternoon. I wasn't able to suppress cravings, so I just replaced the 1. Desserts with fruits, 2. Sugar with honey jaggery, 3. Coffee with plain milk or milk with turmeric, 4. Cold drinks with cold lemon water, and many more. Answer. Coffee isn't inherently bad. It is really only bad once you pass 3 to 4 cups a day, depending on your gender. It is actually good for you to have that much. Underlying medical issues notwithstanding, of course. Milk, and I say this despite my avid love of drinking it instead of water, is not a good option. It causes a whole slew of issues, even in people that aren't intolerant. On a side note to anyone, you can also replace sugars in baking and for things like coffee with other options outside of honey like agave, maple, coconut sugar. I only mention this because honey has a very specific taste that some people might not be keen on. Experiment with sugar substitutes. Story 23. I learned a simple phrase that changed my life. Don't put it down, put it away. If anything leaves my hand, it should be going to its home. Wipe my hands on a towel, don't put it on the counter, put it on the towel bar. Had a glass of water, don't set it on the table, put it in the sink. Taking off my shirt, don't throw it on the bed, put it in the hamper. My house is much cleaner, and my cleaning goes much faster because 90 of what would need to be done gets done automatically. Don't put it down, put it away. Story 24. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats. Every day. Started with push-ups and got results in the first week. I eat and sleep better, get noticed more, and most importantly, my energy throughout the day is absurd. Story 25. Today marks the 177th consecutive day that my wife and I have gone for a 45-minute walk. Some days we walk for up to 2 hours, but 45 minutes is the minimum. Taking a walk is now integrated with our daily life. It has made a world-o difference in the quality of our lives. Story 26. Setting auto do not disturb on my phone to start 3 hours before I plan to try to sleep and 2 to 3 hours after waking. That means no notifications for anything except calls off known numbers. I have it set so if they ring twice within 3 minutes, the call will come through the second time. I don't use my phone for anything a few hours before bed or after getting up, unless I actively need my phone for something. It's incredibly freeing to know that time is not for being productive. Emails, faux productive, clearing app or social notifications. Easy to stick to, as it's automated, and no downside. I wholeheartedly recommend it. That and drinking more water, and removing sugar where able. There are so many alternatives available now. It's just making the choice to do it that's tricky. Story 27. Making my bed every morning. It just helps me become a productive person throughout the day with the simple act of making up my bed. Story 28. Cutting out all televised news and anything online featuring audio-video clips. It cuts out an incredible amount of absolutely pointless stress. The world is a garbage fire, especially lately. Most people I see on TV news are politicians who I'd piss on before ever speaking to. Then on top of those scumbags, you get rid of the utterly useless talking head pundits who bring zero legitimate journalism to the table other than sensationalizing bullshit for ratings. Basically, you eliminate a ton of utterly useless infotainment trash, and you don't have to hear some jerk-off politician spewing their shoot into your living room, office, wherever you may be. I'd encourage anybody to switch up their news to reading only. If you can't cut the cord that severely, at least cut out the 247 news stations. Give yourself a little bit of headspace. Story 29. I started exercising mornings and evenings, made me eat breakfast again, and I sleep better. I usually fall asleep at 01:03 in the morning. Now I can fall asleep around 21:22 instead, and I wake up earlier in the mornings feeling rested. Story 30. After years of staying up until 3 a.m. and waking up at 12 p.m. and then going to work at 2 p.m. and repeating and wondering why I'm always tired, I started getting up at 6 a.m. every day, and now I'm much more energized. I started waking up at 6 a.m. by starting to read a book at 8 p.m. and just reading until I was tired, because if I make myself sleep, I can't, and just lay in the dark until I finally sleep. But the days seem so much longer with much more daylight, and I'm not in such a hurry to do everything because I have all day. It's just so nice to have time. Answer: it's not just the time. I have read sleep times that are in sync with your natural circadian rhythm have many physiological and mental benefits. You get more of the deep sleep, in which most human growth hormone is released, compared to the lighter REM sleep. And this hormone has many beneficial and restorative effects on your body, so that might be why you feel more energized. Story 31. Tidying up before bed. That means dishes done and the dishwasher is on or running, garbage picked up, toys, clothes, etc. go back to their home. By doing this every night, it makes it so easy to wake up in the morning for me. It's nice to start fresh with a clean environment. Story 32. Taking vitamins. I'm sure in some sense it was psychosomatic, if that's the right word. But ever since then, I feel as if I've had higher energy levels, more motivation, better sleep, etc. It's such an easy thing that helped me in a big way. I work nights in the summer, so every morning I get home from work, I take my dailies, go to sleep. I feel as if it has bled into other things as well. Like because I'm taking vitamins, I think, well, I may as well eat healthier, or let's try to get 7 or 8 hours of sleep today before work. For some reason, it just permeated most of my other habits, made them better. Story 33. Do something creative every day. Even if it's as simple as doodling on my notes, it helps me focus my brain and stave off that I haven't accomplished anything mid-20s anxiety. Story 34. Go to the gym for at least 30 minutes. You'll find out that there are serotonins and dopamines releasing in a much more efficient way. Stay healthy and wear your mask. Be responsible with yourself, bro. Best of luck. Story 35. Reword anything negative in terms of not positive. Because it doesn't matter that I'm saying not, I'm still saying positive. If I told you, don't think about elephants, it doesn't matter that I told you not to. Your first thought, even if for a split second, was about elephants. My favorite example is a fall for the first time in their career, simply by tell them, don't fall, instead of keep balance. Story 36. Keeping in touch with my true friends, the genuine ones that have your back and are there for you, not the ones that don't care about you once you're not there, creates a positive mindset and more enjoyable. Story 37. Cutting out sugar. Was hard at first, but I feel better all day and no longer have the afternoon crash at work. Story 38. Not engaging in debates on the internet because 9 out of 10 times they get pretty heated and keep going in circles unless I know the other person is smart enough. Story 39. Journal every night. Just a paragraph of your day off. The highs, lows, contacts you made, related phone numbers. It's like a hard copy backup of your memory. Been doing it 10 years now, and a sentence can make me remember a whole day I would have not remembered. Story 40. Waking up in the morning with the curtains open. As someone who has one medication for depression, for most of my teenage, going into the early 20s, I spent most of it sleeping during the day and waking up at nights, mostly because of night shift. But after leaving work and wanting to pursue a daytime career, it's genuinely a breath of fresh eyes to wake up at daytime and pop the happy pills in. Story 41. Listening to music as I cleaned. It makes me feel more energetic for some reason, therefore making me clean for hours on end. Story 42. Cooking. As soon as I started to cook and bake and mix drinks more, it has brought me so much joy. I attempt more advanced recipes. I recently made a filet mignon with a goat cheese basil tomato topping with a sauce of shallots, pancetta, and red wine, and it was so fudge good. I need to work on my steak cooking skills, but even then it was fun to do. I also have made pumpkin cheesecake muffins, a mock hingi dish. I used a slow cooker instead of digging a ditch and filling it with volcanichot rocks, and even foreign foods like mizuyukan and dorayaki. Cooking is just straight up fun. I mean, it does get tiring, but when I make recipes I haven't attempted or am trying to perfect, I go all out and make sure it's the best I can make it for my cooking level. Story 43. Living by the 5-second rule. If it would only take you 5 seconds, just do it now. It made me become a cleaner, more organized person. Story 44. Don't check news or social media, or Reddit, which is kind of both, till lunchtime. It's helped me think more clearly, reduce stress, and given me more self-control over how I use social media the rest of the time. Story 45. Stopping caring what other people think of you. Be happy with who you are. Life is so much less stressful. Story 46. Doing one, yes, only one, push-up every day, no matter how tired, no matter how lazy or unwilling I was feeling. It's really not hard to bring yourself to do only one. Some days I do 5, some days I do 25, but never 0. Always at least 1, and that is infinitely better than 0. Story 47. I used to walk to work. I made it a habit to pick up at least 3 pieces of rubbish, litter, on the way there and dispose of them. I'd wash my hands when I got in. It took a while. I worked in a shoot city, but it made a bit of a difference. Story 48. Flossing. Partly because my teeth and gums feel better, but also very much because I hadn't done it until I was in my mid-20s, and now it's a solid part of my routine. So I use it to remind myself that I can change for the better and make new habits. Story 49. Cold showers. My alarm goes off and I immediately jump up, stand in the shower, and then turn it on cold. It's my first obstacle of the day, and while it sucks for a few seconds, it leaves you feeling like you're already in control. Being 14 months adult beverage and tobacco-free now, I can honestly say that this routine was a huge factor in getting my sense of agency back. If I can force myself through that first thing in the morning, I can force myself to walk right past the beer aisle. It's easy by comparison. Story 50. Going outside into the sun and stretching first thing when I wake up makes a world of difference when starting my day. Story 51. Telling my partner and daughter how much I love them. Up until using psilocybin, my CPTSD stopped me from showing any sort of emotions. Since microdosing 5 years ago, things have changed so much. I owe a lot to friends who turned me on to it. Thank you, friends. Story 52. Writing a to-do list before bed and reading it right as I get up. For some reason, it doesn't work personally for me when I put it in an app. I just retain information better on paper. IG. Story 53. Preparing the coffee maker, drinking lots of water before bed, and leaving a full bottle of water on my nightstand before crawling into bed. Having to pee really bad in the morning helps me to actually get out of bed. Then I start the coffee with a single push of a button and drink the bottle of water while I wait for the coffee to perk. Making hydration my first priority in the morning really helps me wake up and get ready for the day. I also try to drink a gallon of water throughout the day because it improves my mood and helps maintain my energy levels. Plus, I love a good long piss. Story 54. Meditation. Zazen. Without a doubt. I'm pretty sure if I didn't start meditating on a daily basis, I would have eliminated myself years ago. I used to be constantly depressed, anxious, and tragic, and meditation, Zazen, taught me that 95% of the problems we experience in life does not come from life itself. It comes from your mind's interpretation of life, opinions, and judgments. Meditation, Zazen, helps you see that opinions and judgments about life are something you are adding to life and not something that is inherent to it. It is one thing to know that this is the case intellectually, but another entirely to experience it directly. When you see that your mind is the sole cause of 95% of the suffering in your life directly, then you will simply stop turning to the mind for its input. After that, you are free. Story 55. 2 outside things, 1 inside thing, or flip it in the winter. After work, that's my goal. If you don't get one done, carry it over and add to it the next day. It gives me something to do other than sit down and waste the evening. Story 56. I used to have a terrible time remembering to take my daily meds. I absolutely hate taking meds, but you know, I am a firm believer in better living through chemistry. And since most of my stuff could be taken once a day, I swapped the times to nighttime. I set it up so the last thing I did before bedtime was take my meds. I have since never forgotten to take my daily medication. Story 57. The philosophy and lifestyle of don't put it down, put it away. Make a couple of dishes after a meal, wash them immediately. Made some trash, put it in the trash can immediately. Get out stuff to make a sandwich, put everything away before sitting down. It's amazing how clutter-free my living space is now. Story 58. 45 minutes of yoga, 5 days a week. I've played soccer for 20 years. I've played tennis, gone skiing. I've taken swimming lessons for a couple years. Nothing is as hard as yoga. At the end of each session, I'm drenched in sweat, but my back doesn't hurt anymore. I've lost 20 pounds without changing diet, and I feel like a effing tank. Story 59. Brushing and braiding my hair every night before bed. I refused to do so growing up and only got into the habit last year. 1. It gave me a reference point to my mental state. I can tell that I may be spiraling if I let my hair get rasta. 2. It's a form of self-love that I practice every day. My hair is one of my best assets, and brushing it reminds me how beautiful it is, how beautiful I am. So it's very uplifting. 3. Simulates having my shoot together. Maybe I might be spiraling a little, but brushing my hair can kind of kick me out of a poor mental state. Story 60. Taking notes. Setting reminders. You don't know how many missed opportunities have been attributed to forgetfulness. It only takes a minute of your time to write down a thought. Story 61. Making my bed every day. It's surprising how much your daily stress decreases when you come home to a nicely made bed. It also helps me feel like a proper adult. Story 62. Eating breakfast and/or lunch outside with no phone or music immediately made me happier and felt like I was living more in the moment, appreciating summer more, slowed everything down a bit, and gave me time to think. Story 63. Daily study of something. When I was younger, daily study of Spanish took me from a heritage Spanish speaker, meaning I knew some words from home, but it wasn't really my main language, to a native level speaker. I try and study something every day, even if it is just for 15 minutes. I truly believe that small, daily efforts lead to great things. Story 64. Moving my phone charger to the living room and replacing it with a water bottle on my nightstand. Now I put my phone on charge and get into bed without spending ages on Reddit, and I don't grab my phone first thing. Story 65. 1. Listening both sides of the story before judging. 2. Forgiving anyone by saying, "It's okay." Nothing more than that, and actually forgiving them no matter if they hurt me close to dying. Story 66. Spend the 10 minutes before I leave for work tidying, cleaning the house. I set an alarm for the minute I need to walk out and try to get as much as possible done within that time. Even if the house is already clean, there's always something to do. It's surprising how much you can get done in 10 minutes also. Story 67. Using 3 best 5 note cards. Started when I was 19. I would write to-dos, notes, quotes, etc. every day. Starting with a fresh one each night, I would write what was on my mind and transfer yesterday's notes. Rather than discard them, I put them in a shoebox. Up until 10 years ago, I would look over old cards to see my progress. 40 years later, I still use note cards, but use a 4x6 and print them and fold it in half. I still leave room to write on it. Anytime I felt lost or depressed, I realize I forgot this habit and restart. Grounds me every time. Best habit ever. Story 68. If you make garbage, immediately throw it away. If you dirty a dish or cup, immediately clean it. Much quicker and easier to quickly wash one plate and cup and utensils of fresh food goo than a week's worth of dishes. Story 69. I stopped drinking fizzy drinks, and now I can't really go back to drinking them again. I'll have half a glass and be satisfied, whereas before I'd have 3 glasses and want more. No obvious change, but does make you feel like you accomplished something good for yourself. Story 70. Consistent wake-up times, even on days off, does wonders for the circadian rhythm and has helped with mood regulation too. Story 71. 10K steps a day. No exceptions since DC1. You wouldn't believe what is possible when you stop making excuses for why you can't, and instead make excuses for why your can'ts don't hold water. It's impacted a lot of areas of life, actually. Story 72. Setting reminders on my phone for my mental and physical health. Like reminders to stand up and move on days when I'm more sedentary. Encouragements, reassurances for hard days. Reminders to message friends or to be aware of my mood. Positive affirmations if I've been feeling down, etc. Often I'll make them a few days in advance, and so I've forgotten about them until the time they're due. It's amazing what a simple reminder can bring you out of, both physically and/or mentally. Story 73. There are a few. Putting my alarm on the opposite side of my bed so I need to get up to turn it off. Always leave my room with full hands, e.g., something that needs to go into the dishwasher. Ending showers at cold water. Drinking enough water. 1.5-3.5 liter for me, over the day. Not drinking or eating things that include a lot of sugar. Story 74. Not scrolling through Instagram first thing when I wake up. It's surprising how much that helps in the morning. You're honestly in a better mood throughout the day. Story 75. Wim Hof's breathing method. Twice a day. It's an incredible practice that reduces stress, clears the mind, and grants you better sleep. I'd recommend it to anyone. Story 76. Daily gratitude. I try to one moment every day I can be grateful for or find beauty in. Something as simple as crossing over a bridge in the morning on my walk to work. Story 77. Taking the bike to work instead of the bus. It's 25 minutes of exercise that replaces time that would otherwise be not spent in a very useful fashion. In my case, it's cheaper, faster, and healthier to do things this way. That is, it used to be in the good old days when people still went to physical offices to do work. 2019 and before, those were strange times. Story 78. All-nighters. I played a few online games and got loads of friends. Heck, I don't even have friends in real life. But after classes started, I've fixed my schedule and I don't talk to them much. God, I miss them. Story 79. Doing even a little bit of exercise. I love working out and running, but even taking a leisurely walk, a swim in the ocean, or even a bit of stretching makes my body and my mind look and feel great. Story 80. Daily reading. I'm not a great writer, but when I put my mind to it, I can write a pretty decent speech, one of which got me a medal speaking competitively. Story 81. Journaling 3 pages every day. It started because I read the book, The Artist's Way. I highly recommended it for any creative type. I've never been able to get into journaling before, but this book helped me understand myself better and offered great prompts. I feel so in touch with my dreams and goals for the future. It's also clarified some stressors. They weren't what I thought they were. Story 82. I'm still lazy at it, but I noticed a big difference in just washing my face 2 times a day as opposed to just once, especially if I was wearing makeup. Some skin problems I thought were just always going to be there stopped being that big of an issue, or stopped being an issue at all. My makeup application looked generally nicer, and I found myself looking for foundation with less than full coverage or using less foundation because I didn't feel I needed as much. I do some minor DIY pore extraction with one of those little suction vacuums. I'm always careful and sanitize after every use. It helps with whiteheads and the larger pores around my nose. Story 83. Only using your bed for sleep helps your mind associate the two to the point where just being in bed will make you sleepy. Story 84. Walking and drinking at least a gallon total of water every day. I've lost weight, have more energy, and just feel better overall. Story 85. There is a term in economics known as unlimited wants and needs, a basic condition of human existence which means that people are never totally satisfied with the quantity and variety of goods and services they consume. To avoid the quicksand of relentless consumerism, I try practicing daily being thankful for what I have. It means living a more minimalist lifestyle. I don't live in the biggest house, drive the nicest car, have the most up-to-date phone and computer, or wear the trendiest clothes. I appreciate that I have a roof over my head, an internet connection, and way to connect to it, functioning personal transportation, and clothes in the closet. Sometimes the simple act of turning on a faucet and being appreciative of having access to clean water. Many don't, so practice praising. Story 86. I've been doing yoga at least 5 times a week since lockdown started. I feel better and my body feels stronger. Also, drinking 2 glasses of tea a day. My hormonal acne has started to calm down. Story 87. I got into the habit of focusing on what I could control in my life. There is always a great number of things going on, and getting in the habit of saying, well, what can I do right now about where I am at life, was very helpful in getting on right track. I find it easy to become paralyzed in terms of making decisions, so focusing on what I can do right now to move forward is very helpful. Story 88. Going to the gym and lifting weights. The dedication bled into my diet, my learning and education. I was at uni when I started, and now into my work life. It literally changed most aspects of my life for the better. I'd not have met any of the last 2-3 girls I've dated, and the love of my life wouldn't have even replied to my DM IMO, as she is very much into health and fitness too. I look better, I feel healthier and stronger, and it all round is 100, the best decision I ever made. Story 89. This whole thread, I do specific workouts, stretches, makes my day so much better. What exactly do you do? IDK. Story 90. Closing the balcony door in the evening. Last night I slammed it and jammed my index finger, ripping out my nail along with potentially my nail root. Bad news, I might not regrow the nail. Good news, I can get a discount at the nail salon. Story 91. Calorie counting. 1,800 per day except one day a week when I can splurge. I've been mostly consistent with it since January 1st of this year and have lost about 25 pounds. That's with zero exercise. Story 92. Logging my food intake. It seems tedious, but once you make a habit out of it, it's easy. I started almost a year ago, and I've already lost all the weight I wanted to lose. Now I'm just making sure I don't eat too much or too little to maintain my weight, and I'm tracking my nutrient intake, which helps with things like ensuring I'm eating enough protein to keep muscle mass. For example, I can proudly say that I have a record of everything I've eaten for the past year. Story 93. Going for walks. In my teens, I was in shape. Then got sick my sophomore year of college and put on over 100 pounds overweight from being immobile during my hospital stay and recovery. For 8 years, I kept trying to get back into shape, but I was so out of shape that I just didn't have the endurance and strength I had before and would be miserable when I worked out and gave up. At first, I tried to do what I did prior to getting sick. Didn't work. Then I tried new things like yoga and stuff. Didn't work. I even got a personal trainer at my gym. Didn't work. Then one night about 2 years ago, I was stressed about something at work, and I decided to go for a walk and blast some music. I used to do this a lot growing up to process something or just relax, but stopped when I got heavy. At the end of that walk, when I was no longer stressed and cleared my mind, I had walked a total of 7 miles. I realized that I just needed to start from the very beginning of working out. So I proceed to walk every night, 5 nights, with 1 night off. After about 2 months, I was able to start running short distances like a mile. After about 6 months, I was able to complete my strength exercises. A year and a half in, I was able to keep up with my friends who played rec sports and compete with them. Now I'm about 10 pounds from the weight I was prior to getting sick and couldn't be happier. And though I don't exercise walk every night, I still go for a stress-relieving walk a few nights a week. Story 94. Running it has changed everything. If I'm happy, I run. If I'm stressed out, I run. I don't run when I'm tired. You have to respect rest days. Story 95. Ditching soda and switching to water, as well as taking vitamins daily. I started this about 6 months ago and feel like a completely new person. I'm 36 and always felt run down. And once I started changing those things, a new sense of energy came back that I hadn't experienced since my early 20s. Due to having increased energy, I have also become more active, in turn dropping some weight. I don't feel I was overweight by any means, but I was fluffy, if that makes sense. I got rid of that and just feel a lot better. I know soda is great and I was addicted to it for years, but it's horrible for you. Story 96. Do a real workout most days. It helps reduce depression, and I feel more clear-minded and energized for everything else I do. If it's hard to get yourself started, it's much easier going to group training at the gym or some kind of organized sports activity. Edit. Also struggled with regular headaches and overexerted finger muscles from computer work, but not so much of that after I started more regular training. Story 97. Going for a run around the lake in the morning. A good way to start the day. You feel great afterward, awake and ready for the day, and over time your brain seems to be less noisy, if you know what I mean. Helped me a lot. Story 98. Walking 10,000 steps a day. I know the idea of 10,000 steps came from an ad and not from sports scientists, but it totals about 5 miles or 8 kilometers, which is a decent amount for exercise. I have lost weight because of it and feel healthier and fitter. Story 99. Forcing myself to be nicer to others and myself. Stop and think about what you are going to say. Keep it to yourself or change your view. Story 100. Doing vacuum exercise every morning. It really makes my belly muscles stronger and the belly seems more flat. Story 101. Quitting self-care. Reading a book regularly, at least for 30 minutes, and doing exercise for 30 minutes has changed my life. Story 102. Uncluttering my life by getting rid of everything that's not truly needed and organizing the rest so it can be found with ease. Story 103. Taking a nice short walk around your favorite route in the area where you live. Just chillin', even if you're gonna go to work or anywhere else later, or you're gonna work out or anything. Doing it because it's nice is the key part, I think. Because almost all things people do today has some purpose that makes their subconscious hold them hostage if they don't do it. We fucking slaves to ourselves. But just at some point during the day, going out for a random walk for 20 to 40 minutes is insanely refreshing and really helps you think about the things you never seem to have the time to, even though you're always free on weekends. Story 104. Quitting self-care. Reading books regularly for 30 minutes and getting up early in the morning, and doing exercise regularly for 20 minutes. These are the few habits that lockdown has gifted to me. Story 105. For a while, my phone used to be a huge distraction. So one, I stuck it in the drawer or set it out of sight when I wasn't using it. Also, for a while, left the house without it. It irritated me for a bit, although I got used to leaving the house without it, and now I am able to get stuff done without looking at my phone. When I go to bed, I put it in the drawer, although I have meds I need to take, so alarms need to stay on. Story 106. Listening to music every day or afternoon. Depends on the type of music, but it makes me look forward to the day or next day more. Story 107. Riding a bike. I was a skinny and really unhealthy when I was a kid. I started riding my bike every day, joined some riding clubs, raced, and now after I graduate, I'm moving to France to race at a professional level. I'm still pretty skinny, but at least I'm healthy now. Story 108. Cutting off my gaming console before 12:30 a.m. has led to me waking up before 10 a.m. consistently again, improving my sense of productivity. Story 109. This is kind of stupid, but I stopped drinking sodas. All of my family drinks soda in lieu of water, but when I stopped drinking sodas, they started buying me water bottles as a result. Now, my family drinks more water because water is cheaper than soda, and you get a lot more in a pack. My teeth are better, and my body, overall, feels better. The downside is that I can no longer stand the taste of carbonated drinks, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Story 110. Creating some morning outdoor activity. Working from home and at a desk all day long makes the days blur together. Now every morning I go shoot hoops for about 30 to 40 minutes, and 1 to 2x a week I play a short round of disc golf. Had never played either sport until this year, but the repetitive, meditative nature of the two helps my concentration and mood immensely. If you're a desk jockey like me, I highly recommend finding a fun physical activity that can be your meditation. Story 111. Waking up and telling myself that today will be a good day. Waking up with a positive attitude can really change the mood of your entire day. Story 112. I purchased a quote-unquote smart outlet and hooked it up to a lamp in my bedroom. The lamp turns on 1 minute before my alarm clock goes off, and the alarm is placed on the opposite side of my room. It makes getting up in the morning much easier, especially if you get up while it's still dark out. Story 113. 1 hour before bed, I dispense with technology and abstain from gratuitous, intermittent browsing and checking notifications. iPhones, tablets, etc. simulate daylight, so the brain refrains from inducing melatonin, which facilitates sleep. Even illuminating my room disrupts production and has implications for my circadian rhythm. The quality of my sleep is contingent on how meticulously I prepare for it. Story 114. Inhale only through your nose, even while exercising. Your nose filters the air so you get pure oxygen in your lungs compared to if you breathe in through your mouth. As a result, you don't breathe as heavily. Story 115. Taking 5 minutes once I step out of bed to sit absorb the world. We are all lucky to be alive, and every day should be treated as such. So I embrace it to start and keep the day's energy wonderful. Story 116. Deleting Facebook and focusing on myself. Stopped caring about others. Picking up mountain bike during my mid-20s. Literally solved any anxiety problems that I had. Making an effort to control my thoughts. Why would I think about negative or stressful stuff when lying in bed at night? If you are aware of it, you can easily start thinking about something else. Just tell yourself that there's nothing you can do while lying in bed regarding work. Those 4 points mentioned changed my life for the better. I've never been so proud, confident, and strong. Also, something that really helped me is hitting my bottom of the barrel, period, and bouncing back from this, which I don't recommend, haha. Story 117. Exercise before going to work. It helps to wakes me up, and I feel strong when I'm finished. Then it's out of the way for the day, and I can relax when I get home. Story 118. Stop drinking soda on the regular. I only drink it maybe once or twice a month now. I dropped almost 100 pounds since November when I started avoiding soda. Story 119. Making my own meals. Rather than snacking throughout the day or just throwing crap into the microwave, I started putting time and effort to make my own meals. It's nothing elaborate. They're all easy to make. Usually I make eggs and yogurt for breakfast, a sandwich and salad for lunch, and pasta for dinner. But they make me feel so much better. If you can, I definitely recommend making your own meals. It's totally worth it. Story 120. I stopped eating at 8 every night. I used to have a full day's worth of food every night after eating all day too. I feel so much better after breaking that habit. Story 121. Not paying as much attention to my phone. Using it not as much really made me appreciate life more. And also, I think, made me more approachable in certain situations when I'm not just scrolling awkwardly through Insta when no one's speaking to me. Made some good mates from it. Story 122. At work, genuinely responding to "how are you?" or "hope you're well." I've become closer to a colleague I've met once. I know she's got her daughter's birthday coming up. Story 123. Every time I walk out of my bedroom, I do a singular pull-up on my door frame, same as when I walk back in. It's not much, but I feel better about myself than I did this time last year. Story 124. It may sound weird, but putting on relaxing music and getting my own room clean. It's a good step for when I'll live on my own. It has weirdly given me motivation to draw more, made me feel more relaxed, gave me more time to be creative, and better sleeps. Story 125. Have a meal supplement in the morning. Drink water right when you wake up. Cut out a portion of your soda intake and bread intake. Story 126. 1. Applying lotion and moisturizer while still wet from the shower. It's a pain to sit there and air dry, but it does make your skin better. It traps the moisture from the water to help keep your skin feeling good all day. I would not apply anything to your feet this way if you don't have a non-slip surface like a bath mat or putting down a hand towel. 2. Using basic lotions, moisturizers, and washes, body face, that don't contain harmful ingredients is good. 3. Not washing your limbs. These are all tips and tricks from a licensed dermatologist, not me. Your own dermatologist may recommend something different, but it is up to you to decide if you want to do this. Story 127. I eat the same thing for lunch MF, so I don't have to think about what I'm going to eat every single day. I try to plan out dinner for the week too, but I definitely try to change that up. Story 128. I don't smoke, but I occasionally drink. I'm in bed by 11 p.m. and make sure I get 8 hours of sleep no matter what. After having a glass of warm milk and doing about 20 minutes of stretches before going to bed, I usually have no problem sleeping until morning. Just like a baby, I wake up without any fatigue or stress in the morning. I take care not to trouble myself with any enemies, like winning and losing. That would cause me to lose sleep at night. That is how I deal with society, and I know that is what brings me happiness. Story 129. I was going to share, then I realized you're probably looking for things that changed life for the better. Story 130. Doing 20 squats while I brush my teeth. Sounds weird, but even when half asleep, I find it really hard to stay still. In the mornings, it gets the heart going, so it's easier to wake up. Also, it made workouts easier because after about a month, my body was a little bit more used to exercise. Story 131. Changing my shift from getting up at 4 a.m. for work to be there at 2:30 to me going to work from 2:30-11. I'm anemic and have insomnia, and me being able to sleep until 10 really helps my health, and I haven't been missing work since. Not sure if this is considered a habit, but it's changed my life. Story 132. Oil cleansing my skin with the right oil. I tried it before and it never took. Now I use this kit that has rice oil and a gentle rice foaming cleanser, and my face is looking so much better and less gross. 10/10. Story 133. Waking up with an idea to make something better in my head every morning and having a notepad by my bed. Story 134. Microdosing magic mushrooms. A tiny bit every day, and I shoot you not, my depression evaporated alongside my anxiety. Nature's brain medicine. I have been on every prescription in the world, and I got was shoot side effects. I cannot recommend it enough. This has and will save lives. One simple habit. Story 135. Eating yogurt. Without getting into a lot of TMI that nobody wants to read, eating yogurt every other day or so cleared up a lot of problems related to my gut. Worth it. 100. Story 136. After every daily shower, I finish up with turning the water to its coldest setting. I focus on my breathing. I began with 10 seconds on each of my left side, full back, full frontal, and then right side, including my head. I am now up to 20 seconds each part. It's changed my mood, attitude, and gratefulness. Story 137. Getting a proper hygiene routine. What I mean by this is finding the products and washes deodorant that fit my smell and gets the job done, then knowing how often to do it. I'm 17, and before it I felt nasty and had a lack of confidence about my smell. But after finding all the right things, it becomes something you don't have to worry about anymore. Story 138. Buying an espresso machine. I just love the art of frothing the milk. Countless days, the only thing that gets me out of bed is to make a cappuccino. Story 139. Not smoking or drinking for 2 years. It afforded me to be able to travel the world. A bit of discipline goes a long way, literally. Story 140. Starting my skincare routine. I honestly feel like I have accomplished a lot, even if I was lazy all day. Also, just knowing I did something for myself is really enlightening. Story 141. Eating chicken salad. I used to dislike salads, but I make my own, and it keeps my weight in check. Been eating them every day for over a year now. Makes me forget I'm diabetic sometimes. Story 142. Making my bed. Makes me feel much cleaner. And if my bed is made, it makes me clean the rest of my room too, which is very nice. Story 143. Getting up 15 minutes earlier so I can spend 20 to 30 minutes reading under my sunlight lamp, drink a AeroPress coffee, and relax as I start my day. Every once in a while, I'll sleep through my alarm and miss this ritual. Then I spend the day feeling rushed and stressed. Story 144. When my alarm goes off at 6, I just immediately sit up and crawl out of bed. This has made my morning routine very streamlined, and I haven't overslept in years. Before, I would snooze as long as I could and would skip breakfast and showers to be able to sleep just minutes longer. Story 145. Meal prep. Not in a week worth at a time kind of way. Yet, but I make 1 of 2 meals a day the night before. Helps me so often because I usually forget to defrost something or don't have the time to make anything decent before work. Removes an awful lot of stress for me. Story 146. Saying fudge it to things I don't have to stress about and realizing that I don't have to think about anything else than what I'm doing at that specific time. Story 147. Though I had always done this, but had to stop for a bit due to it actually being difficult, but moisturizing my body with oils every morning, especially my face. I have dermatomyositis, and I really think it contributed to my even more so excess dry skin. So I always make sure I use cocoa butter almond oil combo. Legit real stuff that I gotta melt. Even using a face scrub 3 times a week really helped my dry face. But I can't even go further in the day if I don't at least put my oil on my face. I guess also the habit of wearing contacts now due to COVID. So glad I got them 2 years ago and barely wore them. Work is so much easier with contacts and not foggy glasses. Story 148. Okay, this is weird and not recent at all, so bear with me. After I finished school, I started working at a small business that sold beverages. I dislike it there with every cell of my body, but it was part of my education, and I don't like quitting. During that time, I evolved from being very depressed into being dangerously depressed. I was bad at the job, was treated like shoot by everyone but 2 people, and never thought I could ever pass my examen. So I decided to end my life if I didn't pass it. This sounds melodramatic in retrospective and without context, but up until then I had a pretty shoot life, so suffering through 3 years to then don't pass would have been something I couldn't live with. But during that time I fell in love with a certain trading card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! I loved it. Every Friday I would go to my locals with my Shoot Rogue deck, loose about 90 of it, but still having the time of my life. I found friends there, and losing wasn't so bad if you could talk with everyone how their day went, why they liked their deck and other stuff. I was well known there, not famous or anything, and the owner of the store was also a very nice guy. But this happiness was reserved for Fridays only, and the rest of my life was still depressing. That was until I developed a habit of mixing my cards, and just look what I would have drawn every day before and after work. It was always a short burst of happiness that reminded me of the last Friday and hyped me up for the next one. It got better every day, and after some months I was finally not tragic end anymore. If I could find my share of fun in losing a card game, then I could also just try my best on this exam. And in the end, I even passed it with decent grades. I know that this sounds made up and absolutely outlandish, but this was a real part of my life. Of course, it wasn't the sole reason of my survival, but a big part of it. Story 149. Stopped eating meat. Been sleeping better. Gut feels great. No more constipation. Have more focus, energy, and stamina. Story 150. Lifting.
Heavy. I was 195 12 months ago, and now I'm 225 behemoth. It's only been a year, and I went from being a 8 on an unkept day to a fudge 10 if I ain't even trying. God forbid I dress up, do my long hair, throw on some cologne. Christ, it's unreal. Story 151. I stopped self-care, and it changed my life literally. I feel more like an alpha now and not weak around girls. Story 152. Going on OMAD. Changed my fudge life. Down 26 kilograms in the past 3 months. Med exams say I'm in the best possible shape of my life. I'm 23, was 151 kilograms, now rode to 90. I do cheat sometimes, but my body rejects it and I go back the next day. Best decision ever. Story 153. One thing I have been working on is staying focused on my life goals. Sometimes I get overwhelmed thinking negative thoughts, and it's easier to just stay focused on the here and now. Story 154. Writing a diary of sorts. I don't follow it strictly, but it helps me reflect on what I've done and how I can improve. Story 155. Fasting. Cut sugar and carbohydrates out of diet and stop smoking plant substance every day. I feel much better in life. Story 156. Making my bed every day. Seems like something you should do anyway, but if you lack motivation for whatever reason, it's great to start the day out with one task already successfully completed. Story 157. Sorry. So the answer to life is drink more water, exercise daily, and make lists? Shoot, it's seemingly so simple. Story 158. Getting into the habit of building habits. It takes a few steps. 1. What do I want to achieve? E.g. morning walks. I like to write this down to look back on if I'm flagging in future. 2. Think about my carrots and sticks. Endorphin rush in the morning. Avoid going to work half asleep. 3. Think about the small steps. It's ideally walk 30 minutes each morning. I set 10 minutes as my minimum. There is no scenario where I can't spare this time or tolerate 10 minutes of rain, etc. Once I'm out, I usually end up walking longer, as you've done a lot of the hard mental bit. If it's miserable out or I'm just not feeling it, fine. I'm home in 10 minutes and I still get a tick for the day. So much better than doing nothing. 4. If you're going to raise the bar, do so slowly. Only push when the initial habit seems like default behavior on the majority of days, much like brushing teeth. Story 159. Making weekly lists of things I need to, and taking great pleasure crossing all of them off. And going for runs after work, which turned into longer ones, and then full-on workouts with the extra energy. Story 160. Scraping my tongue. It helped a lot with bad breath, and I can taste food better. Also, your tongue is pink-red and not white. Story 161. Listening to an audiobook or reading a book. I believe it has made me a more worldly person. I think more clearly, and it is a great conversation piece when meeting new people. There is a great app called Libby that links to your local library network via your library card. Plenty of audiobooks and digital books to choose from, and it is absolutely free. Story 162. Big glass of water, multivitamin, and cod liver oil as soon as I wake up every morning. Kickstarts the body and gets you some goodness nice and early. Story 163. Read for at least 15 minutes every day. Chapter of a book, newspaper article, blog, cooking recipe, etc. Anything works. Story 164. Eating breakfast. I know with some people, it can make them nauseous, but it made me more energized and ready for the day. Also, I'm bad with remembering to drink, so having that set beverage every morning helped me stop dehydration. Story 165. When studying, using flashcards and generally writing questions for myself, making my brain think of the answer instead of just rereading. Story 166. As soon as I get out of bed, I make it, and I make it nice. Sheets straight, folded throw blanket on the end. Husband is a blanket thief. Pillowcases straight. They shift somehow so the crease shows and I'm OCD. When I come back to my room after finishing whatever woke me, it just looks so nice and relaxed my mind, and I generally don't want to mess it up, so I don't go back to bed. Also, I've started putting clean socks and a pair of pants next to my bed and make myself get into them after I make my bed. If I'm not in sleeping clothes, I don't feel like going back to bed as much. Even if I don't get up and just sit on my bed, it's already made, so I've already been productive, so I feel good and I'm in day clothes, so if I've got to go outside suddenly, I don't feel like a bum, LOL. I've also started getting into this thing called eyeshadow 0.0.
I've never been interested in makeup, but I don't care, it makes me feel kinda okay, so I'm trying it out. I like trying different colors, and even though I've made myself look like I was both punched and have pink eye on more than one occasion, I still like to try. Plus, I can just wipe it off really fast and try again, LOL. You gotta find something that appeals to you and do it every day, because then you'll look forward to it, especially if it's a small, low-effort thing. So you'll do it even when you're depressed and it'll lift you a little. That being said, anyone have advice for figuring out what colors look good on your skin tone? Don't ask if mine is hot or cool, BC, I don't know how to tell. Or how to make the colors you like but don't work for you. Work for you? Story 167. Putting everything in my room in its place before bed each night, and then making my bed each morning. Such a nice pre-bed ritual, and makes tidying much less daunting. I always notice my mood is better when my room is clean as tidy. Story 168. Getting up early enough to have a shower in the morning versus having one before bed. Upsettingly, because it means I have to go to sleep earlier, I feel much more awake and on the ball after a shower in the morning. Story 169. Leaving the house without car keys and walking everywhere locally. Lost weight, felt better, appetite and sleep improved. Story 170. Keep a water bottle by your bedside and drink water immediately after waking up. No matter how depressed you feel when you wake up, it will improve your mood. Story 171. Whatever I need for the next day morning, uniform, socks, clothes, files, paperwork, wallet, keys, etc. I arrange it all before sleeping the night before. By doing this, I am able to fine-tune my routine in the morning, almost by the minute, and also, I am not stressed thinking, did I forget something? Story 172. Not using my phone first thing in the morning. It probably sounds cliche, but I feel good and productive when I don't use my phone right after waking up. I directly go to washroom, take a shower, come out and have breakfast. I touch my phone after eating, and that has oddly made me happier and productive. Story 173. Logging what you do all day and for how long you do it. I was able to do so much more in a day after I began doing this. Story 174. Making my bed every morning. Nothing makes me happier when I walk into my room at night and see my bed made. Story 175. Honestly, making my bed every morning. I used to be really lazy with it, but it always gives me a positive attitude when I begin my day because it makes me feel like I'm already getting stuff done. I also used to write one line of poetry every day, just reflecting on my thoughts. It was cool to read the whole thing accumulated after a few months. Story 176. A really simple schedule which is very efficient. Pomodoro technique and retrospective revision planning really helped me revise what I needed to. Story 177. I have been trying to relax during the day for a couple of hours. I always go to bed at 7:30 p.m. and look at things on my cell phone. Story 178. Setting my alarm 30 minutes early before I actually need to wake up, so it feels like I can get 30 more minutes of sleep. Story 179. Drinking coffee and smoking. What? You never said if it had to change my life for the better. Ha ha. Story 180. Wake up the same time every day. Sounds easy, but I can't tell you how much a messed up sleep schedule can mess with your body. Wake up the same time every day. Story 181. Going for a walk run first thing in the morning. It's energizing, it makes the dog happy, and it means that even if the day gets crazy and work runs long, the ability to get some exercise doesn't get taken away from me. Story 182. Intermittent fasting. I've been ballooning up for a couple of years and it has been accelerated by the lockdowns. Now I eat whatever the hell I want for one meal a day and I'm slowly dropping weight again. It's nice to see the numbers go down again. Disclaimer. I have no blood sugar issues or other medical conditions that make me unable to do this. Story 183. Working out before bed. For some, it makes them more awake. As someone who has, and still somewhat has, sleep issues, I found out that it actually makes me very tired. Stretching in bed afterwards helps as well. Story 184. Say please and thank you when necessary. Even just small moments like that can make a person feel appreciated. Story 185. Studying after I game. I love gaming, but I feel unproductive and unsatisfied if I get out of my chair and go find food after a long sesh. I finish my sesh, study for a bit, then get food and I feel like I'm in control of life. Story 186. Making my bed in the morning. It's a simple thing to do, but it can teach you so much about responsibility. Story 187. Walking. I make sure to go for at least one 30-minute walk. I listen to a podcast, music, or call someone to chat. Getting outside and moving gets me going and keeps me going throughout the day. Story 188. Flossing. I've noticed a positive difference with my trips to the dentist. It took a good while before I fully adopted it as a daily habit, but I'm glad I did. Story 189. Anytime I play Brawl Stars at home where I can die or lose, I do an amount of push-ups which correspond to the game mode I play. Gained around 5 pounds of muscle in a couple months and look and feel pretty good. Story 190. Turning off my phone at least a half an hour before bed every night. I have had sleep problems for years, and finally during quarantine I put myself first when it came to my mental and physical health. This has been great. Story 191. This will probably get buried, but eating better. I've cut out all soft drinks, desserts, and fast food and have lost 45 pounds and still going. I wish I had started this years ago. Story 192. Making my bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task and another and another. By the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you will never do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made that you made, and a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. Admiral William H. McRaven. Story 193. Commenting on other people's popular post using another popular post so that I can get upvotes without having to use my energy making the meme. Story 194. Instead of asking myself what I want to do, I ask myself who I want to be. Do I want to go run? No. Do I want to be the guy who runs? Yes. Story 195. I do a 15 to 20 minute relaxation yoga set before I go to bed. Nothing that'll get me sweating. It takes me away from computer, TV, phone screens, and gets me ready for bed. Makes it a lot easier to sleep earlier. Story 196. Weighing myself in the morning and then marking down the weight. That small change reminds me not to snack or graze and to eat smaller portions. I'm down one hefty sack of flour in a little over 2 months. Story 197. Might seem stupid, but working every day prevented me from failing my master's degree. I'm a procrastinator, so... Story 198. Chug a minimum of 12 ounces of water in the morning. I'm basically nocturnal. I feel like a zombie in mornings and I have zero desire to eat or drink. I don't even want water. Getting a big glass of water first thing in the morning, whether I want to or not, helps start my day. Story 199. Not giving a fudge about other people think. You won't believe how liberating it becomes and how it can help you move forward in life, mainly for the better. Story 200. Picking out my clothes at night before I go to bed. I'm not a morning person and this has helped me immensely. Story 201. I bought a whiteboard. Every day I'll have a list of task goals that I want to complete. Some big, some small, some in between. I'll tick them off as I go, and once I've ticked a few of them off, it creates a sense of momentum and really helps with productivity, motivating me to get the bigger tasks ticked off. By selecting really easy goals at the start of the day, it's subsequently easy to create that momentum every single day. Story 202. You never said in a good way, so I'm going with cocaine. It literally made me spend just shy of $40K in a month. Been clean for a few years now though, although I have been homeless throughout the crisis, which is fun. Story 203. Checking if anyone's checked on the body. Been in jail for 15 years. I'm not going to repeat my mistakes. Story 204. I keep a Arbujo bullet journal, but our bullet journal has deviated heavily from the original idea, hence Arbujo and some of its subsidiaries. It's a combination of journal, to-do list, and self-made planner, which makes it really easy to shape it around what you need and how you use it. The fact that you have to handwrite everything instead of typing it also helps force me to prioritize things. In a sense, it acts as a break from excessive apps and digital influence in my life, but in a way that doesn't expect me to just subtract digital time. That's it for this video. Don't forget to support Vancher and my second channel, Vancher. See you soon.